Welcome to CTV News Year Canada. It is Wednesday, February 18th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians, stories about your community. Thank you for watching.
You can't. Entering spring training, the Blue Jays are a team built on culture, doing the work while keeping things fun. And that's no more apparent than in the actions of team leaders ALCS MVP Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and ALCS Game 7 hero George Springer.
I didn't touch your back.
Who are playing pranks on each other like school kids.
Sorry.
Oh, he threw his glove at me. And instead of it hitting me, I caught it. Then he thought I threw his glove in the trash. So he blamed me for something I didn't do. And then he took my shoe.
For a team that lost Bo Bichette to free agency and missed out on one more in Kyle Tucker, they're now bringing their newest member into that culture. With high-profile free agent signing Kazuma Okamoto being given a hard time for being last to batting practice.
He was late. I mean, so we got on him a little, you know. But to his defense, he wasn't late, but we just like to make him feel like he was.
While Okamoto becomes immersed in the Blue Jay culture, he's closely watched by the media from his home country of Japan, with journalists following his every move.
He was one of the most established batter in Japan for a long time, so we are very excited, and that's why we have so many Japanese media covering for him.
As part of that culture, the players are taking time to greet fans, with several staying to sign autographs.
Feels amazing getting this close to all these players. Surreal.
And a competitive advantage for the Jays is the state-of-the-art players development complex where spring training takes place.
Being a guy that's kind of bounced around and seen a lot of different places, this place is by far the best.
Opened in 2021, the 65-acre, $100 million facility has 6 baseball diamonds. Field 1 is where fans get a glimpse of the players.
So just over here is the covered stretching area, and you can see how close training camp is because right beside that is Field 2. That's where live batting practice will take place for much of the day today. And then beside that is the covered mound area where you get to see the pitchers up close.
So you can see last fall's pitching sensation Trey Yasavich throwing a side session with speed.
The work has been really good. I've been impressed with the way the pitchers and the hitters are kind of getting after it.
While the players are having fun, they want to bring it back to where they were last year.
I feel like everyone's kind of got the taste of it, and you know, losing sucks, so we kind of want to get that revenge tour.
As the team and the fan base are looking forward to the most anticipated season in years.
Now, one thing people may not know about the Blue Jays fans down here in Dunedin is just how connected the team is to this city. Everywhere we go, there are Jays logos in windows, in shops, on lampposts in downtown. This town really focuses on the Blue Jays, and that's something we'll explore tomorrow. Reporting live, I'm Sean Leathong. Nathan and Michelle, send it back to you.
Great work. Look forward to it. Thank you, Sean.
This J3 Cub airplane was sitting in a barn for nearly 35 years before the team of volunteers at the Saskatchewan Aviation Museum started giving it a new life.
It was exactly what we wanted. I mean, it was an older airplane that has had very little work done on it, but we figured that bones of the airplane were in good condition. We knew it needed new fabric and a lot of work, but the skeleton of the airplane was in good shape, so we thought it was a prime candidate to rebuild.
After 2 months and an estimated 640 hours of work, the plane, which is from just after the Second World War, has started to take shape.
This is a Cub before they were a Piper Cub. This is built in Hamilton. It's one of 134 ever made in Canada, and we have one of the few of them that are still around.
The plane's previous owner, Gordon Gwillim, donated the aircraft to the museum shortly before his death in December of last year. The restoration team is planning to pay tribute to Gwillim as a thank you for keeping the aircraft in such good condition for more than 3 decades and sharing it with the museum.
The yellow, that was originally what Cubs were all painted, but this one we're going to paint it white with red speed lines, and we're going to put the name of the owner on the side of the airplane in memory of him.
The museum is actively fundraising for the $40,000 needed to complete the project, and the restoration team is putting in many hours. But they say it's a labor of love.
Well, if we don't do it, who's going to do it? You know, that's basically it. And we enjoy doing it, the work here. It's challenging at times. We thought we'd be way ahead at 500. We're at 640 now, and it'll be 2,000 at least. Everybody's a volunteer. Nobody's getting paid.
The team estimates that they're about halfway towards their fundraising goal and are optimistic to see the plane in the air by June. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
As the sun glistens through Centennial Park in Orillia, it will soon welcome thousands of young athletes to the 2026 Ontario Winter Games.
It goes over the next 2 weekends. We have more than 15,000 meals will serve, 2,300 athletes will attend. It's a great time to showcase Orillia and what we have to offer.
Community centers around the city getting ready for an influx of athletes to take over their facilities and call Orillia their temporary home. From curling to volleyball and cross-country skiing, 18 sports across 13 venues are scheduled to take place.
By a variety of sports, they can expect to see athletes competing hard, and they can expect to see a lot of fun.
3 weeks ago, a call out for volunteers to help with the games, and residents didn't disappoint.
I just want to say I'm so proud of Orillia and the number of people who stepped up to volunteer. Those volunteers are going to make these games roll, and that's really exciting.
Orillia is no stranger to hosting. It was home to the Ontario Youth Winter Games in both 2018 and 2020, and then in 2024 held the Ontario 55+ Winter Games, with the city expecting an economic impact of up to $5 million.
It's great. They love the historic city. They love the downtown, the waterfront. They see what we have to offer, and a lot of them come back later. They say, gosh, this is enough for me I've seen it a bit, but I want to see more, so they come back, and we love it.
Hotels are already fully booked. It's expected that more than 2,600 night stays will take place.
We're actually happy to house them in our building. You know, they definitely bring a lot of money to the economy. They eat, they sleep, they shop here. So who wouldn't want them in their beautiful city, especially Sunshine City like Orillia?
Thousands of athletes will be here at Centennial Park on Thursday night, where the first of 2 opening ceremonies will be held. From the ice rinks to the hard courts to the ski hills, the Ontario Winter Games in Orillia will be the place to be, where the future of Canadian athletes are taking the provincial stage. Luke Simard, CTV News, Orillia.
The Lunar New Year is celebrated by more than 20% of the world. It's considered China's most important holiday.
The Chinese New Year means a lot to us, to the Chinese, to local Chinese.
The history goes back centuries. As legend has it, people believed certain symbols could fight off monsters, like fireworks and the color red.
People, Chinese, thought, okay, so the red, the light, and the sound, kick him away, kick bad things away. So they carried on the tradition. And then they also learned that togetherness and united together to have strength.
A message that is remembered and recognized by many.
This year, we changed from Chinese New Year to Lunar New Year because we know that we have a lot of Filipino, we have a lot of Vietnamese and Korean. We want to be able to include them in our celebration.
This time of year is also sacred for Muslims around the world as they mark the beginning of Ramadan.
This is a month of compassion and when the community comes together. And here in Sabil, our center is focused on the youth at the first place. So we all come together in the month of Ramadan. We pray together, we break our fast together.
And they give back together. For 4 years, the Sabil Muslim Youth and Community Center has delivered food to international students at Nova Scotia universities.
We found that most international students, they miss their families in the month of Ramadan. It's because it's the time where families come together. So the idea was, we came to this idea to just get something from your table to somebody at university who doesn't have a family, just telling them we are your family here.
And many in the Christian faith are serving up and getting served pancakes as they commemorate Shove Tuesday in honor of the day before Lent. Though these celebrations are done in their own ways, one thing they all have in common is the ability to bring together family and community.
We want people to understand our culture. We want to support the multiculturalism, so you can know this is society so strong, and together we're strong.
And Lunar New Year celebrations continue this weekend with a huge show at the Imperial Theatre in St. John, including dozens of performers. And Shrove Tuesday pancake suppers are being hosted all over the Maritimes this evening. You won't have to go far to find one near you. Maria?
Oh, very good. Thank you, Vanessa. CTV's Vanessa Wright for us this evening, and Happy New Year once again.
Happy New Year.
This is 7-year-old Coco, and he's looking a little worse for wear with his fur shaved off. But the Pomeranian is in much better shape now than when he was brought into the Calgary Humane Society.
The dog was very dehydrated, was emaciated as well, so a deficiency in both calories and water intake. And then just left in a not-so-public area in this backpack. So thank goodness it was found. A very callous way to leave an animal that is suffering, visibly suffering.
Brad Nichols says whoever abandoned the dog left it and a note with the dog's name, breed, and age inside this backpack. It was found outside the Calgary Southwest United Soccer Club that's located in an industrial area.
The dog was hospitalized in an ER for about a week with a fairly guarded prognosis. We've been able to transfer the dog into our care here at CHS now as of the weekend, and we're a bit more hopeful now, but the dog's still not out of the woods.
Nichols says this is a serious offense that could come with a fine, jail time, and a lifetime ban on owning another pet.
First off, we want to speak with the owner or person in control of the animal to find out what the circumstances are. Not making any judgments just yet, but on the face of it, there's some criminal acts that have taken place here, and so an investigation is unbiased, and so we'd certainly like to start there. But on the face of it, both on the medical neglect end and the abandonment end, this doesn't look great.
The Humane Society says Coco still has a long way to go in his recovery before it can think of finding him a new home. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
This is when they were clearing the land. This is the founders. And here we are, the wives. This is myself.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone with deeper ties to the Fogolar Furlan Club than 87-year-old Bernardina Del Col Uzoni. She was there from the very beginning and has remained a familiar face around the club for generations.
It feels like another life, of course, because we started with such big ideas to make a building where we could have the children all together, family parties, have reunions, sing our songs.
Earlier this month, members voted about 88% in favor of selling the 65-year-old property on North Service Road. Far from an easy decision, officials say, but one meant to get ahead of a potential financial crunch. Club president Larry Mazzotti says the goal now is to stop measuring success by how busy the halls are and start putting the focus back on culture, connection, and the next generation of members.
We could be still here with a smaller footprint that honors the membership as opposed to the banquet business. That is one possibility. That is dependent upon a buyer. The other is we could very easily move to another place within Windsor, Essex.
Mazzotti says the membership still wants a home base, a place to gather, but one that doesn't come with the overhead and risk of running a full-scale banquet operation. And he admits the club has felt a shift over time. Inflationary pressures combined with fewer members showing up.
Residual effects of the pandemic. So you've got people that are not returning to their social functions. They became independent, stayed home.
As for Uzoni, as she flips through decades of photos, she says this building was never just bricks and mortar. It's a place where families grew up together and where a community found its footing in Windsor.
When I sold my house, I didn't cry. But when they said to sell the Fogolar, of course, it was a shock.
Now, if you do have an event scheduled at the Fogolar through the rest of this year, do not be too alarmed. The club says it will keep hosting events and honor its existing bookings through the end of 2026. All this while members decide what the next chapter looks like, including where the Fogolar Furlan may call home in the future.
Sanjay, this is really sad to hear.
I mean, born and raised in Windsor, if you've lived in Windsor long enough, you've surely been in the Fogolar at least once, invited to an event. So something that touches the lives of so many.
Okay, we'll continue to see if it switches hands and goes to a different location, so we'll stay on top of this.
Definitely.
Sanjay Maru, thank you for this.
Thank you.
You can say the newspaper business runs in Amar Mitchell's blood.
I love designing and creating and putting stories about people that have a story to tell.
Mitchell is the owner of the Montreal Community Contact newspaper. He took over after his father, Egbert Gay, who founded the paper, died suddenly in 2023. And Mitchell recalls it was a very emotional time.
My son was born 4 days later after my dad was passing. I really didn't have time to process everything. I spent the majority of my time with my dad. So it was hard to, everything about the newspaper brought back memories. And to this day, I still get anxiety about trying to put out this paper.
The Montreal Community Contact is unique in that it's spotlighted stories from Montreal's English-speaking Black and Caribbean community since 1992. After seeing the paper's positive impact, writer Rosie Rory says she knew it couldn't end.
Community contact is that place that you feel that you're safe enough to share your wins and share your journey, share your lessons, sometimes even your failures.
So the September after Gay's passing,
we had asked the community to gather, send in all your tributes, your pictures and all of that. So we put out a tribute issue in September. In October, we were back.
But the team admits newspapers are a dying breed. According to Statistics Canada, nationwide newspaper revenue dropped by roughly 1/5 from 2022 to 2024. Advertising sales make up the largest revenue source for publishers, but fell more than 25% over the same period. As more readers consume news through digital platforms, Mitchell says publishing and making ad sales is increasingly tough.
We do have a website, we do have stories, we do have a electronic newspaper, but I don't know how to generate that into income. So this is the part that I'm trying to figure out as we go along.
But despite the challenges of print news, the staff says there's a demand. And as they deliver each edition, Mitchell thinks of his dad and his community that they've proudly given a voice to for decades. Anastasia Dextrine, CTV News.
Visitors from around the world are learning about Indigenous people through art, wellness, and traditional skills.
It's new faces, new cultures.
It's a part of the largest gathering of Indigenous professionals in the world, looking to showcase and promote tourism of Indigenous lands and people.
It's telling stories of this land and telling stories that are only true here in this place, and we get to share that with everyone.
14 countries are represented at the conference. They're exchanging ideas and knowledge to grow the industry after the pandemic.
It's going to bring more economic potential. It'll bring more cultural revitalization. It supports reconciliation. It's big business.
Indigenous tourism contributes around $1.7 billion to the Canadian economy, with Alberta and Ontario leading the way. The Canadian Association says there's still more untapped potential.
The domestic and international demand is there. The challenge is, can we link with the sales channels more effectively? Can we develop more market and export-ready businesses?
Some of those businesses hoping to benefit are here. Moonstone Creation showcases how art brings people back to their roots.
I have people who look at my beadwork and it reminds them of back home.
Loretta Tutok sells wellness products using traditional medicines. She says she is honoring her cookum by taking care of others as a way of building community.
And we do so by honoring our stories, our traditions, our practices.
Painted Warriors sees Indigenous tourism as a way for people to feel proud of where they come from by teaching tourists original skills used to live off the land.
We get to have these conversations with visitors who are international or across Canada. And when you have these conversations, that's kind of what breaks down barriers.
With 1 in 3 people who come to visit Canada wanting an Indigenous tourism experience, those in Alberta say they can be a leader in this space.
Non-Indigenous Canada can come to the table and support Indigenous tourism. And while they're doing that, they're supporting the longevity of language and culture and pride.
Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Olivia Laufer laces up her skates at Waterloo Public Square, hitting the ice under sunny skies and the shade of a Christmas tree in February.
I think it's really beautiful. We have snow and also sun, and just adds to like a Christmassy holiday feel, even though we're past Valentine's Day now.
The blue spruce first went up nearly 3 months ago and doesn't seem to be coming down anytime soon.
I don't think of it as a Christmas tree. It's just a tree with lights on it. A little strange, but I don't know, it's kind of nice, really.
I kind of like that it's still up. I think like winter can feel long, and so to have a bit of extra light and like something that's a bit nostalgic, like that feels right to me.
Maybe Valentine's Day might be a good cutoff to take it down. I mean, we're moving into Lent and Ramadan and the year's really progressing. It's not offensive, but it's still here. I don't know what they do with it when it's done.
For now, it's been dubbed the New Year's intention tree, and the city's intention is to keep it around for another month. Our approach each year is to remove the tree the same time the ice rink in the Waterloo Public Square is taken out, typically mid-March, the City of Waterloo spokesperson says. This is because, as part of the removal process, the tree is lowered into the rink area and we have to clean up the debris that falls within it. Meanwhile, in Kitchener, Contractors could be seen taking down strings of lights from the trees at City Hall and the Gaukel block.
It seems a little late to have it up, but yeah, I don't know, it's still kind of nice to see.
People are starting to shift into thinking about spring and the new year, I guess, more so than Christmas and the holidays.
Kitchener City staff say those trees typically stay up until after the Family Day weekend and will be coming down to be mulched later this week. But until then, residents say they'll keep soaking in the sights of the winter season, even if it feels more like spring.
I think this tree could stay up indefinitely. I enjoy it.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Waterloo.
Maggie Glossop's creations spread joy.
People tell me it makes them smile, so that makes me smile.
She sculpts bears out of snow.
I build them because I enjoy building and also because people seem to really like them.
Their home in the Kitchissippi Woods near the Ottawa River.
I started building snow bears here about 8 or 9 years ago, and every year when the snow conditions are right, I come back and build bears. Good morning.
A hit with anyone walking, snowshoeing, or skiing along the Kitchissippi Winter Trail.
It's a highlight, and I always come in this part of the trail because they're so cute and so sweet, and I appreciate it. Puts a smile on my face every single time.
And it looks so cool. There are a total of 15 bears, and some people using this trail have even made it a treasure hunt to find all of them.
I saw those 3, and then there were some around the corner, and then these ones now, but no, I haven't seen 15, I don't think. So
are you going to keep
maybe
an eye
there's
out?
more. Yeah, for sure.
Some are up in the trees, others on tree stumps, and these two on a bench. Sculpting the bears requires slightly warmer temperatures.
When it gets close to 0, the snow gets sticky, and then I can build them.
Parts of their faces made using brown wool. For 78-year-old Glossop, who lives nearby, it's a chance to be outside.
It's my happy place, so instead of signing up for a gym to go and get exercise, I'm over in the woods almost every day.
And when it gets too warm, the bears hibernate until next year.
People ask me, but don't you get really sad when they melt away? And I say, no, they're I come back and do it again next year, and it's great.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Look around. What do you see? An empty restaurant, something Cam Kinda, the owner of Italia Bella on Broadway in Vancouver, has become accustomed to.
2 nights, we have a 0 customer, right?
A spike on Valentine's Day, but little to no one dining in since. The issue? Kinda points to the subway construction just up the block, rerouting traffic.
I work as much I can myself, open to close, right? And we don't know how to survive this location and this area, right?
A drop in revenue, forcing him to lay off multiple staff members while others have had their hours chopped down.
I'm not good food, great food. And we just need the people to come in.
Italia Bella is not alone.
It's only been a few weeks, and we're already feeling the impacts.
Whether it's here at the latest shutdown near Main Street or other construction sites along Broadway, businesses are reporting a lack of foot traffic and plummeting revenue as the completion date for the subway project gets pushed to fall 2027.
I personally have taken on a second job.
That was just a few weeks ago when Broadway businesses came together demanding provincial action and financial support. Although BC Minister of Transportation Mike Farnworth made it clear then, that's just not going to happen.
Compensation is not something that any government has done on any project.
We asked the Ministry of Transportation if anything has changed when it comes to grants, loans, or cash to stay afloat, and it appears it hasn't. Although added signage and free parking has been added to the area to accommodate customers, and it could be working. During our interview, Kinda got a surprise.
There you go. You guys here, and we got a customer. Very nice.
How do you feel seeing 3 people come in after a couple of days with no customers?
Well, you know, this is sometimes they can become, sometimes nothing.
Instability. And if it continues, Kinda says his business can only survive another month or 2.
It's really hardship for us.
Craig Crowe, CTV News, Vancouver.